So probably the number one question I get as a cosplayer is, Vega, how do you start cosplaying? What are your beginner tips for cosplayers? So I thought, why not make a video? That way, when you guys ask me this question again and again and again and again, I can just send you to this video. So hello, if you came from just talking to me and I sent you here, thanks for coming. I'm glad you made it. So when people first ask me this question, my immediate response is usually to say, just do it. Cosplay is all about having fun and just like expressing your creativity, so just go for it. But I've started to realize that maybe it's a little more complex than that. So I'm gonna go over a few things, including choosing your character, wigs and makeup, and then choosing your plan. So to start, choosing your character. This is like where it all begins. You really want to choose a character that resonates with you and is someone that you really connect with and enjoy, because if you don't like this character, you're not going to be motivated to finish it. And even if it's like a really cool cosplay you come out with, you're not going to be happy. You are bringing this character from the TV or the manga or the book or the movie, and you are bringing them to life. So you better be like obsessed with them. Next, you're gonna decide which outfit or which version of this character you're going to do. You might have like the canon outfit of what they wear every day on their show or whatnot, or you could do like an alternate universe version. Be it pretend that they are, my personal favorite, pretend that they're a dancer, or do like a modern AU, or do a crossover from a different TV show. As a beginner though, you really want to consider the skill level involved with these outfits that you're making. So I would really suggest, let's leave the armor for now. Like, that's as cool as it is, and trust me, once you get to armor building, it is addicting and I never want to go back, but let's start with something a little more basic. Consider what their most recognizable feature is and what the skill level to make that feature might be. So for example, you have Mabel from Gravity Falls, and she has a sweater with a rainbow something on it. But that's like her very recognizable feature, and that's pretty easy to do. You can just grab a sweater, paint it, draw on it, you know, you got it. Whereas somebody like Hiroshima from Boku no Hero Academia has his really spiky ass hair. And I remember as a beginner cosplayer, wigs terrified me. Like, how am I supposed to take this and make it stand up and like, hello, I am here. It's adding like an extra foot onto my height. How does that happen? So maybe not something a beginner cosplayer might want to do. If you're choosing a simpler character, it's also going to take less time to create, and as you slowly gain more and more skills, you can build up to more complex characters later. And if you have those skills when you are doing the more complex characters, then you're going to be more satisfied with the outcome. Okay, so talking about wigs, as I mentioned before, I was terrified of wigs, but I've learned a little bit since then, and eBay is definitely going to be your baseline for cosplay wigs. Any Halloween wigs, just no, bad idea. They are cheap and flimsy and shiny and thin and just look really awful. So starting out, I would really recommend using eBay. There are, of course, higher quality wig stores such as Arta Wigs. I don't have much personal experience with them, but if you are going to have a longer wig, going for the more professional online wig stores is a better idea because they are better quality, they're easier to maintain, and they don't tangle as often. These wigs from actual wig companies are going to be a lot more expensive though. Just keep that in mind when you're budgeting and how much you want to spend on a wig. So for styling, the main brand that just about all cosplayers generally use is Got to Be Glued. So this is a really good hairspray for keeping in all the like kind of styling bits, doing the bangs and the ends and whatnot. Really easy to use. And then for the higher spikes, like Hiroshima, staying right up, this is the Ultra Glued Styling Gel. So Got to Be Glued is a really good brand, and I think it's used by most cosplayers for their wigs. It's a good place to start. Alright, moving on to makeup. So I really recommend that regardless of the gender of your character, wear makeup when cosplaying. The wig really washes out your face. The makeup doesn't have to be complex at all, but it really kind of defines that line between like, oh, I'm just throwing on some clothes and a wig, to I am a cosplayer. Hear me roar. So the makeup really doesn't have to be that complex, just some light foundation, some contouring, some eyeliner really helps to define your features and make your face pop a little bit more in photos and videos. For example, one of my first cosplays was R2-D2, and when I first did R2, I did not wear like any makeup at all, and my face was so washed out and just you couldn't really notice me. It was a bright blue wig, and it just didn't look very professional at all. A few years later, I redid R2 and actually just added a little bit of lipstick and some eyeshadow. It just really made the difference in skill level noticeable in that cosplay. So after considering those main points, you want to move on to deciding your plan of action. Generally, your two options are going to be either to make the cosplay or to buy the cosplay. When buying a cosplay, you can buy from online cosplay stores and just like buy your whole complete outfit. This is generally a much more expensive option, but keep in mind this does not make you any less of a cosplayer just because you bought it. If you are going to buy the whole outfit online, make sure you look up reviews for that cosplay online. Usually, most well-known stores will have a lot of YouTube reviews for their products. Generally though, these outfits aren't as high quality. The cheaper ones are generally going to be a little bit more inaccurate or be a poor fit for your body. I would say don't have too high hopes about this cosplay. You can also buy though from other cosplayers, be it either a commission where you tell them what you want and they will make it for you, which is fantastic because not only are you supporting a fellow cosplayer, but you can get your specific body measurements and they will make it to your body and you will look fine. Or you can also buy a old cosplay from them and just reuse it. Please though, for the love of just by all the cosplay gods, please, if you buy from another cosplayer or you commission them for a cosplay, give them credit in everything you do. Every single post you make with that cosplay, you better be crediting the cosplayer that made it. For example, I got my recent Blado Memora Keith outfit from my very good friend, Leader Perry. They made this gorgeous Keith and they were done with it. So yeah, I took it off their hands and I am loving it. Often cosplayers will say in their bio on Instagram if they take commissions, so send them a message and ask them what their prices are and their conditions. This is generally going to be possibly a more expensive option, but you are really getting the quality that you pay for in this. Right, the other option is to make the cosplay yourself, which personally I think is the most fun because then this cosplay is fully yours from start to finish. Keep in mind though, there's a lot of different ways that you can make this work. You can start off by thrift shopping or making alterations to pieces of clothing that you already have. Closet cosplaying, for example, is a really good way to get started, where you literally just open up your closet and see what you got. Like, especially for more simple, modern type characters, like, oh, I'm just going to grab a t-shirt and some jeans and a baseball cap, and I am Dipper. Voila! Thrift shopping, again, a great option because you can find some really great prices on items that you need, but really make sure you make a plan before you go because thrift shops are so overwhelming and so tempting and there's so many good deals, so come prepared. Online shopping, another great option. I mostly use eBay and Amazon, and you can find some really cheap like crop tops or shorts, pants, you name it. Again, problem with eBay, you're not always getting what you pay for, so be careful with that. It's also going to take several weeks to arrive. I know I've once ordered an item and it gets there like 4 or 5 months later. I'm like, well, I already finished that cosplay. I'm already done with that cosplay. It is retired. Like, thanks for showing up. Amazon is a little bit more reliable for sure, and they actually arrive on time, but they can be slightly more expensive. With these alterations, I personally don't own a sewing machine, and so hot glue is my best friend. It's maybe a little, like when you actually look at my cosplays, they're not the best quality all the time because everything has been hot glued together, I am ashamed to say. But if you don't have a sewing machine, you gotta make it work. Lastly, if you're really ambitious, you can make the entire outfit yourself, start to finish. Go to Fabricland, pick up some fabrics, and just get at her. I'm cheering you on. Yes, I believe in you. You can do this. It might be a little ambitious for your first time if you have no sewing experience whatsoever, but hey, go for it. There's lots of patterns in fabric stores that you can use, and you can talk to the employees there and tell them what you're making, and they'll be able to help you out in choosing which fabrics to use. My French fries are ready.
I was busy thinking about
food, sleep, Chipotle.
Okay, so that's how easy it is. As long as you have the motivation and the time, you can do anything. That's so cheesy, but it's true. You can do anything. If you're a little unsure or hesitating a little bit about taking on this project, talk to your friends, talk to your family, find someone that's going to be supportive of what you're doing and get them interested in it. Tell them why you're doing it and why you enjoy it so much. Show them other cosplayers and just what a cool hobby this is. Cosplayers, I think, are one of the most underrated artists of our time. We do everything. We sew, we craft, we build, we paint, we do makeup, we style hair, we design, we interact, we model. Like, damn, we do it all. And so I don't think that a lot of people understand just the creative aspect of what cosplay is. So I think it's really important to try and promote that more. When you're telling someone about that, like really highlight those features of how cool this is. Last, but definitely most important, this is called cosplay. It's literally part of the word. So don't forget to have fun, have a good time, enjoy it. Don't stress out about it. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't do it. Just don't get discouraged and comparing yourself to these other cosplayers that have years and years of experience. Only ever compare yourself against yourself and your own skill level and look at your improvements. Like I recently redid one of my cosplays, my Red Lion. Looking back at my first version, I'm like, wow, that's me. Okay, hello. But at that time, I was so proud of it. And this was like my first armor build and something I had never tried before. I was really proud. And so then I improved that with my second version of the Red Lion, and I was able to look back on my own improvement and like, damn, yes, I am proud of that. So just compare yourself to yourself, improve your own skills, and have fun with it. Anyways, I'm gonna finish these fries before they get cold because these are really good. So if you have any other questions, hit me up, DM me. I hope I answered everything I could. Generally though, most cosplayers are gonna be happy to help if you have any specific questions. Just please don't ask like, hey, what are your tips for cosplaying? That's so vague. I need a little bit more. Like, ask me where I got a wig or how I do specific makeup. I'm happy to answer that. So I'm gonna say goodbye and hope you guys all have a fantastic week. If you're going to convention soon, good luck, have fun, stay safe, stay hydrated, please, and don't be an ass to people. If you want, come join our Discord channel. The link is in my Instagram bio. This has been a great place for people to show off their new cosplays, to ask for tips and tricks, and to just like geek out together. So I'll put the link in the description to that Discord channel. Feel free to stop by, say hi, and until then, have a great week, everybody.